Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. I cannot hear. Wait a minute. Maybe my marker. Maybe this is not up. All right. Let's see. Oh, first of all, let me just silence this phone. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. All right. So, welcome in, everybody. Welcome to the live. I am. Let me tell you something. You cannot prepare for lives for real. For real. Welcome in, Casey. Welcome in, Elevated. All right. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me okay? Can you guys hear me? Can I get a thumb up or emoji or a number or something? Okay, 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 okay. All right. Okay, so let me go ahead and start. My bad. This is so ghetto. My All right, so let me go ahead and play my disclaimer.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Thank you that Green Vegan loves you.
All right, it said that it failed to play a video. So if you're looking at this horizontally, that is not good. Wait a minute, let me see something. Okay, well, okay, I see it's playing that part. So, all right, so welcome in. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start the show and we're going to get a lot of value out of this show. Okay. All right. So let me just read what our description of what we're going to be talking about today. So in today's live, we're going to be with Darshan McAway to talk about a powerful question. Why won't women leave relationships, right? We're diving into the emotional, mental, financial, and spiritual reasons people stay in relationships that no longer serves them. From love, loyalty, trauma, bonds, fear of being alone, children, comfort, and the hopes of change. We're unpacking it all from both a woman and a man's point of view. And this conversation is about understanding, healing, growth, and honest dialogue, not bashing. All right. Share your thoughts, experiences, and opinion respectfully. Do people stay because of love or fear? Can someone love you and still hurt you? What finally makes someone walk away? Okay, let's go into it. So, without delay, we are going to welcome Mr. Wait, I got a drum roll. I do have a drum roll. Did you guys hear the drum roll? Okay. Welcome in, Darshan.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Thank you for for that drum roll.
I cannot hear. This is crazy work, but it's okay. Cool, 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 cool. Hey, what's up, Simili Sam? Oh my goodness. Hot mess. I am Vaughn. Hello. Hey, Lip, finally caught alive. All right, Levi. Welcome, welcome in. All right, so today we're going to talk about the subject of why won't women leave. And in the thumbnail, let me go ahead and show you let me just show you the thumbnail before I say, because this is kind of deep, right?
hmm
You have you're famous. You know, you got your Beyoncé's and Jay-Z's, you got your T.I. and Tiny, you got your Jada Pickett and your Will Smith. And I feel like the reason why I picked those particular people to kind of like show, because they've all been through so much drama on the internet, and it's like their relationships have been drugged through the mud, right? And so if you're not famous, you might not get that shine, but to see that
Right.
So let's get right into it. We're gonna get some value out of here. That's why I'm confused. Yes, you are confused. Let me tell you something.
Mhm.
In 2026, I am no longer gonna sit up here and just be nice to people. So if you're gonna be an a-hole, I'm gonna be an a-hole back to you, okay? You're gonna be deleted and off this platform. This is not the place.
Right.
Go ahead, Darshan.
All right. So, which couple do you want to start with first? Do you want to start with the average couple, why they don't leave, or you want to start with the celebrities?
Let's start with the average couple.
All right.
Well, no, let's
Perfect.
start with the celebrity couple because I think a lot of people can relate to that. Welcome in, Casey. I just want to say, thank you, thank you, thank you for being in here. Um, hello, hello, welcome in. And I'm so glad you finally caught a live kind of thing. All right, let's get into it.
All right. Sorry about that. I don't know why I keep on dropping, but if it drops, don't panic. I'll make my way back in.
Yes, it's raining
Um,
where he's at.
no, it's not. So let's start with Will and Jada. Right. Let's start with Will and Jada first. What is that? Is that a question? I don't because I
It
can't
says,
see it.
so 36, I just cheated on my girlfriend, but yet she still wants to stick around. She sees hope in us. She says she hates me, but I know she loves me.
Yeah, well, my question to that before I answer is how many kids do they have? Because typically, when women have children, they don't tend to leave as quickly until they really go through something extremely traumatic, and then they'll bail with the kids. So does she have? Do they have kids together?
I don't know, 36, do you have kids with this person? You can answer that. Okay, you can continue. We'll just like catch up with them.
All right, yeah. So let me get started with it because I see my internet is kind of, being the Obama phone type of deal. So typically, when it comes down to celebrities, right? The reason they don't leave, especially the women, it has a lot of financial ties to it, right? And typically, we're not dealing with someone who's just single. Like when they have kids, there's a different type of string attached. When you don't have children, you'll probably just up and leave, but not just so quickly. Like, but when it comes to Will and Jada, they have a lot of financial assets. They're tied into each other. So people are very materialistic. Some people say that they're not, but I disagree. That's from my own personal experience. So when it comes to Will and Jada, I think Jada is going through a situation where she wants to embarrass Will. She wants to become the victim, which they're both are victims in this particular instance. But she won't leave because there's a certain type of entitlement because she has been somebody. She still feels like she's somebody. And to me, this is just me. I think she would rather see him leave and say, well, he's the one who quit the relationship, not me. I think that's the foundation of how women operate. I didn't quit the relationship, he quit. And I think it gives women more ammunition.
How so?
Well, when ammunition in conversations, ammunition in the sisterhood, if you will, the female community, because if let's say I'm Will Smith and I left Jada, you have more to bash me about versus if it was the other way around. You have
It's
more
almost
like,
like a
oh, I'm more
victim
of a victim.
mentality.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is just something I believe that's in a woman's nature is just to be a victim. I don't think you guys want to take accountability. And if you do take accountability, it's too late. You're like 50, 60, 70 years old. Oh, I should have did this when I was 20, 30, 40. It's too late.
Jim says men do that too.
Which part? Play the victim?
Mhm.
I don't hear too many men play victim. I mean, how many men get up on the
Red pill.
internet and say
Oh,
I'm a
red
victim?
pill. Oh, excuse me. Let me take some water. Something
How many
was.
men come on the internet and cry and say how the woman left them? I mean, I'm pretty sure there has been some, but you're going to see way more women than men play the victim. You're a victim. I'm a
I'm in
victim.
these, well, I'm in these streets and I see more men bashing. It's called the red pill. I mean, you're part of that. Are you part of that community?
No, if I was to be a part of that community, I would be a clear pill. But you have to understand something. You're talking about either being a victim or bashing. If I'm bashing a woman for coming on the internet and crying, she's doing a pre-recorded video. She has to look at it and then upload it. That's insane. I think I cried at the right cue. Yeah, who's not going to bash that? Come on, stop it.
T-Bone says black women have gotten so mean. I love my black women, but that attitude is horrible. Then wonder why us men go outside of our color.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I got a big thing on that. Most men, to me, and I've done it myself, when you go outside your race, what you typically find in the beginning, it doesn't always end this way, but what you typically find from another race, depending on where you met her, whether in the United States or
Ooh, was that God? God took him out of here. He should be back. He got that what do you call it? Obama phone. They frustrate women and make her leave. Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting point of view. Okay, he's back. Let me get him up here. All right.
was that God? Stop it. I'm giving
I
a
didn't know you could hear
solid
me
answer.
I didn't know when you could
I
hear
can
me.
hear everything. I hear everything. I'm still streaming you, okay? Listen, man. Listen, let me get something straight before my internet drop me out again. I'm not a part of any
Right.
manosphere or red pill. All right. This
Okay.
is me trying to save people from hurting each other because what's happening is like adults are hurting children in this particular process. Right. So to answer that question, what the person was talking about, the women messing with another woman from a different color. Other nationalities just seem to be a little bit more gentle, more feminine, right? And they're more freakier, if
Do it.
anything. I would say they're more freakier, if anything.
That non-melanated women are more freakier.
In my personal experience, yes, I believe so. So I think that's why most men, most African American men, would go outside their race, and I
Is
believe
that right, Stardust?
I think other nationalities fetishize black men as well.
It says, "I don't like how people are trying to dictate what race I should date. That's ridiculous."
Yeah, I think you
Somebody's
love
doing
who you
that to
love.
you? That somebody's doing that to you?
I think you love who you love, you know?
Love black women. Okay. The Obama phone problem. That's what I tried to tell him. He said it's not.
Listen, I've never had this problem before. So I'm gonna make my answer short and sweet because I never had this problem before. I stream all the time. I've never had this problem before.
Moses
Oh,
is
you know
like,
what it is? Maybe I got too many windows open. That could be something too. Hold on, let me see something.
okay. Dan's going deep there. Right. All right. So, okay. So, as far as, okay, let's look at Beyonce and what her situation is. What is your take on her?
Why would yeah, so see that's it's kind of iffy about Beyonce because I'm only going off the speculation of the songs, the albums, or whatever. I don't know if she had been officially cheated on, right? Like,
Mhm.
has there been any confirmation? Because there's no real reason for Beyonce to stay with Jay-Z after so many years. There's no real reason besides children. So if he cheated while she had a child, that would be a huge reason why she would stay.
Yeah, she made a whole song about him cheating. Becky with the good hair, and
Hmm.
it's. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's very. I mean, it's out there, and
Okay.
he's admitted to it. She's admitted to it. They
So
capitalized on it, made coins
okay,
all
so
over.
in that instance, she would have stayed because of the children. Now, why do you think she stayed?
I feel like she was groomed from a very young age by an
Oh,
older
stop it.
man
By
and
who? Wait, by
by
other older men
Jay-Z.
or
So
Jay-Z?
black men like freaks. Yeah. So, well, answer Jim's question. So black
What is
men
it?
like freaks?
Of
Oh my
course.
goodness.
Of course they do. What are you talking about? This is human sexual nature. Stop it. if we need to have some adults in the
Don't tell
conversation
my
because
don't tell my
it
people
can
so.
really go further.
Okay. What is it? They're white supremacists. Okay, let's see what Tony has to say. So Tony says, and this is your moderator. I'm
Okay.
retired Army combat veteran and have a Filipina wife for over 25 years and own two businesses. And there's no way I would touch a black American woman when it's a fact they're white supremacists. All right, Tony. Tell us how you really feel.
I know, right?
So
Tony
this is
going in.
this is your people. Tony is your moderator. And
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
do you believe what he is saying that black women are white supremacists?
I don't believe it,
Oh, you're white.
but I
Okay.
understand it. I understand what. See, we have to understand something when we having these conversations. You have to take a lot of things what
Yes.
people say as a grain of salt. These are people's
Yeah.
experiences and what they believe from the amount of women that they've been with. Now, do I believe that all black women are white supremacists? No, I don't believe that part. But I can't discredit somebody from their
Jay-Z
experience.
admitted in a song that he cheated for on 444 album. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's up on that. I don't think he's up on that. His Obama phone dropped again. Let's see. She loved him. Right. I mean, I feel like when you do love somebody, you do go through some really crazy things. T-Bones. Oh, T-Bone says this lady is delusional, bro. No, T-Bones, you're freaking delusional. Because if you and you're like, who are you with? Who laid next to you? Probably an old, dirty, nasty pillow that you need to wash. Hey, Elevator says hi, Trish. Trisha. Okay, what a man who cheats can't close to me at all. Can't come close to you at all. Okay, so Jim, she has she has standards. I'm going through these. I'm not gonna be putting everybody's stuff up here because, hey elevated. She said, hey elevated. Ain't elevated great. Stardust, they're talking about you. They're saying how you're freakier than the average woman. Elevated says hi. Um, all right. So Sebastian says, I don't understand how black women can be white supremacists. Well, that's Tony. And the thing about it is that's how it is. I mean, that's how a lot of people in their mind they want to go there. We're waiting for him to come back. Oh, let's see. Generational curse definitely affects the okay. All right. Let's see this. Generational curses are definitely in effect, experiencing generational problems. Thank you because of God. Are you part of the have you subscribed to that Green Vegan? Yeah. Subscribe to the channel.
Okay, we
Oh,
should be go.
you was out.
Yeah, yeah, we should be going. I had to restart the whole phone. It said something about restarting the whole phone.
Right, them Obama phones.
Yeah, watch
Okay,
out.
here goes. So T-Bone says, "See black women with an attitude." Okay, let me tell you something. T-Bone, like, let's talk right. Okay, so why does it when a woman with a certain melanin amount in their body feel like when they defend themselves, oh, it's the attitude, but another person with less melanin can say the same thing, and it's just like, oh, it's passionate. I think you're cap. I think you're cap, and you're probably a troll. But we do love our trolls, so subscribe to the channel. You criticize me for no reason. No, I have a reason because if you're gonna be a clown, then I'm gonna have to treat you like a clown, kind of thing. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, you can go ahead. You can proceed. So it's been what do you call it? It's been uh fact check that Jay-Z did cheat on Beyonce and stuff. And
Okay.
so a lot of reasons came. And there's some of the reasons that we talked about in the description when I first said it. It's like love, and you said it like money. You have all these different factors. It's like, why would you leave? I'm not gonna even front. If I was Beyonce and I was married to Jay-Z and he cheated on me, would I leave? Well, then where you gonna go? To another man that's gonna cheat? And they probably won't even have that much money. I'm
Mhm.
just saying.
Well, let's see. Now, let's unpack what you just said because a lot of women, even on the average level, are thinking the same thing. And I think that part is the wrong way to think because now what you're doing is trauma bonding. Right now, you're with the person who's still going to cheat on you regardless, while you're still stuck in a relationship. So you're saving face, basically.
Right. It's like you gotta be careful who you share your spirits with, right, Jim Jim?
Right. I believe in that.
What do you say? Attitude is protection. God's rejection is protection as well. Okay, yeah. Okay, your boy. Okay, hey, bruh, I'll be back once she leaves. Us man can have a real conversation. Would
Who was
would
that?
do you know a real man, T-Bone? You gotta know one first to I don't think it's a oh my
Salute to
god, I
brother
have so
love.
much to say, but I'm driving. Okay, well, I mean, I kinda know, like, the thing about it is I'm being very respectful, right? And so I'm letting, because like I said, it should be both sides. And you know what? It's gonna be men who think like this. And so for me not to give that platform or to be biased, it wouldn't be right because this is how men really think. This is how men when I say men, I'm not saying all men, but majority of men. Let's see. I feel like people opinions are boldly set in stone, but their opinions drive from specific individual personal experiences. You are 1,000% right. So kind of tell me a little bit about your experiences and how you came up with these ideologies.
Me, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So so you have to understand something. This is coming from like family experience, right? Seeing a sister, seeing a mother, put in very vulnerable positions when they could have just left, right? There are all kind of red flags that pop up and people just don't leave. And then it becomes too late. And then someone gets killed, someone gets badly hurt when all you really had to do was just leave. What we hear as men a lot of times is just leave, just walk away. So I say, well, why don't women just do the same thing? Why don't they just walk away? Why don't they just leave? Right? Because I've asked my sister this. Why didn't you just leave? At the first time that you got hit, why didn't you say, listen, my own father don't even hit me, so I'm gonna let you hit me? Why don't they just leave? And the reason a lot of women don't leave, even including my mama, aunties, or whatever, is because they're trauma bonding sexually with a person. That monkey sex will have you doing monkey double backflips. People get caught up in the whole notion of, well, my kids are here, where am I going to go? I think a lot of people get stuck at the where am I going to go phase. If I leave right now, walk out the door right now, where am I going to go? And that's the like I understand that thinking, but that's a scarcity mindset. And a lot of women, in my personal opinion, have a scarcity mindset when they can easily just leave, because men easily leave. Now it don't end out to be they on top in a condo or a loft, but they end up leaving at some point.
So what was the answer? Why don't they leave? Why didn't your sister leave? Cuz let
My
me tell you
sister
something.
didn't
I'm gonna
leave because she was trauma bonding. She was bonding with a guy who first of all, she liked the abuse because she had been being abused for the longest, right? And I never knew it until it was too late. So she didn't leave because she liked the abuse, because she had a place to go. She could have come stay with me. She could have went back home. She had some money. She could have did anything, but she did everything but leave. And that's my frustration with a lot of women. You guys do everything but leave. You plan the great escape. You tell people what's happening, but you don't leave. Just leave. Just like you tell men to leave, just leave.
I'm gonna go back to this question with Patricia says, she said, "We don't leave after you cheat because we love you. Feelings don't turn off like a faucet."
Hmm.
So it's not as easy as I feel like you think, but um, you know, you make it seem like it's so easy.
It is. See, it's a mentality, right? You're talking to a man who filed for divorce and I walked away from my family. It's a tough decision to make, right? I'm not saying it's like it's not easy in your head, but it is as easily as to grab your things, open the door, and walk out, because eventually that's what you're going to have to do anyway. You're going to do it. You sit up there and you procrastinate and procrastinate, but one day you will actually have to pack your things and go outside the door. It's that you choose not to. You choose to stay in these situations.
Makes it people in general fall in love with the idea of the perfect relationship and with the person they're already with, hoping that they're changed. Do you feel that is true? Like people stay because they think they may change?
Yeah, that's a big thing, because you see the good in a person. You remember how you first met them, and you try to go back to it, and then you got that makeup sex type of deal. So that's going to happen. It's going to keep you in that loop. But again, I'm trying to get people to understand before it's too late, because this is what we're seeing on the news. Like some of these people that are getting killed, they're like close relatives, their family, their friends, their colleagues, their coworkers. When all people have to really do is just leave.
Welcome in. Where in the world? Hope you subscribe to the channel. It said she says, we're so focused on cheating and we're forgetting that the byproduct of someone who doesn't respect you, doesn't value you, doesn't show up for you, and sees you as less than a human. Facts. It's like so it's not black and white, and everybody has different reasons. And I feel like that is something that we are really not touching about. Cause it's like you said, what if you are in a situation where you don't have family? What if you're with this person and you have to stay with this person? They brought you into this world and it's just not as easy as to just to leave. Cause not everybody has like a backup plan. Ooh, this is a good one, James. If a man puts his hands on a woman, you're a fool to stay with them. What do you think about that?
I
Thank you, James.
agree.
Subscribe
I
to the
agree,
channel.
but see, I agree, but given your notion, right? Given the example that you just gave, how it's not that easy and they ain't got nowhere to go because they ain't got no family. If he does sock her in the eye, what's she gonna do? Because she has your mentality. She has your mentality of I ain't got nowhere to go. So yeah, she gonna stay in it. And she should leave. The first time a guy put his hands on you, I'm talking about smack the dog snot out you. If you were to stay, you are a fool. You are a complete fool, because it's going to get
Uh,
worse.
Jim just says a man walking away from his family is not responsible.
Um, I mean, I can dive into that, but again, you got to understand that if I'm in a place where there's no respect in the household, things are not going right from the opposite person, then the most responsible thing that I can do is to leave.
I guess everybody has like their deal breakers. And so
Yeah.
like to me, I feel like if you're in a relationship with someone, what could be the worst thing that they do that you just like, I can't be in this relationship anymore?
Well, how about well, I'm not saying that this is me, but how about me getting hit on? How about me getting the verbal abuse, the mental abuse, the spousal abuse? I'm supposed to sit there and take it because I'm a man.
Oh, you were getting abused?
It comes down to that, yes. A different type of abuse.
Sebastian says they never change. That's why when you break up with someone, they're supposed to shut that door and don't look back, but people forget the reason why they left in the first place. I don't know. Is that true?
I think there's some truth in it.
I mean, do you still love the person who you left?
No comment.
Okay. No comment. um, my spouse says stop coming in with an agenda. Who, him or me? Hey, what's up, Lily?
He might be
Welcome
talking.
into this craziness.
He might be
Okay,
talking about
Jim
you.
said the sex culture got folks confused. I mean, I feel like sometimes people stay in it for the sex.
Yeah. For the sex, for the comfort, depending on how they're cohabitate.
Okay, so I'm gonna start right here. It's like a lot of people gotten unalive by trying to leave. Now,
Okay, perfect.
okay, let's go into it. Thank you, Money, for that.
Go ahead. Let's do it. Because I think this part, this is the main reason why I wanted to talk about this.
Deshaun,
The
he's a goat. I don't know about the goat, but he is a goat.
Who is that? That's American Tradesman. What's up, man? What's going down? Yeah. All
I
right. So
think
here's the
Joe
thing.
said,
Here's the
"Who's
teaching
to blame
point. This
giving
is
a relationship advice when he's in a relationship with another man?"
what? Say it again.
Go said, "Who's this lame giving relationship advice when he's in a relationship with another man?"
Oh, stop that. See, let me just acknowledge that real quickly. See,
Yes, go
men
ahead.
don't do that. Men don't do that to other men. Don't come in doing the homosexual stuff. Like that's not what men do. We're having a conversation about the women in our family, the daughters, the female cousins. Like we're really trying to get people to stop killing each other because I'm starting to see a lot of women that I know being dead, all because they won't leave. Because both people can leave. So I really want to have a serious conversation. But to talk about my personal life, like that's ridiculous.
Sebastian says, "We create women domestic abuse shelters for a reason. I don't wanna hear about I don't have anywhere to go."
That's a good fact. Now let me dive into this. Let me dive into this because there was a question that you had up when the person said when women try to leave, they get unalive. I don't know if a lot of women exercise this, but you have the right to call a peace officer or a police officer if you feel threatened, if you feel like your significant other won't allow you to leave, you have that ability to say, "Hey, I just want to call a police, peace, do peace first, a peace officer, non-emergency." They're going to come over and they're going to have that person sit off to the side, ask them questions while you grab your shit and pack up and leave. All this planning a great escape and endangering your other family members to leave, that's unnecessary.
Female lady is comfortable. Yeah, sometimes it's like you get into a situation where it's like it's you get complacent, and it's like you
Hmm.
don't want any better for yourself. It's like you think this is all you want. But you know what? I think um it's about knowing your worth. If you don't know your worth, then you're going to sit up here and you're just going to settle for anything.
Right.
Soul ties is a real thing. This is why you have to be careful who you lay with. Mm, Facts. I do believe that.
Yeah.
I'm speaking in general. People need to stop coming with an agenda. It puts unreal expectations on their partners.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, I don't understand. I don't understand how you gotta go a little deeper with me. Here's some watermelon monkeys. All right, so if I don't know if we have a moderator, but yeah, we got a troll in the house.
Yeah.
Jim says, "I believe men choose their egos rather than love." Mm. Okay, we do got some trolls up in here. All right, so Jim. Okay, I'm gonna go to Jim because Jim got some gems. The
Okay.
problem with women who try to leave is they're talking about and inform people if they want to just disappear. You know, and the thing about it is when I was researching this, because I was like, oh, looking at different reasons why people leave and stuff, it's like sometimes people do leave because they stay because they're scared. Like black femicide is a real thing. And
Mhm.
you have almost 800 women who are, deleted. I just say deleted because you have to be careful what you say
Okay.
every year, right? That's like averaging like 2 women a day that's in relationships that by the hands of somebody they know. And I like Jim says, sometimes it's to the point where it's like they will say, I don't want, if I can't have you, nobody else. That's like a real thing. Women didn't come up with that term.
Right.
Women didn't come up with that term. Fear will make a person make unwise decisions to control and abusive men can have on a woman can be paralyzing. I agree 1,000%. And I feel like that's why I said Darshan is not as easy as you think.
Mhm.
There's a I think this setup is Um
Well, I think what's not easy, what I think what's not easy is to understand that everything is going to be
yes.
okay once you leave. I think that's where the human mind goes. Because like at some point when the person is no longer there, like it's removing a person out of your life too so you can see an open slot. And I think it's not easy for us to think that, oh, is tomorrow going to come? So I understand where you're coming from. I guess what I'm trying to say to a lot of people is at some point, eventually you do end up leaving. So if you know that you had left at some point, like what point did it get you to get there? Like, did you have to lose an eyeball in order to leave? Because that's what's happening to people in real time. Like people are, it's like you're trying to leave before it's too late. And how
Right.
does it start anyway? Like, how did you get to the point where you let a man or a woman get comfortable enough to hit you in order for you to stay? Like what happened in order for you to get to that point?
But like I've worked with women in domestic, with DV, right, situations and even organizations. And a lot of it has to do with how they were raised and their trauma. And sometimes you raised in a household where you got beat, right? And it's like
Mhm.
they tell you, only reason why I beat you because I love you. And what people don't understand is like that is trauma that is embedded in your DNA. So as you get older and you find a man, or maybe they seen their mother get beat by their father, or anything could happen, boyfriend, whatever. And so it's like you think that that's okay. And
Mhm.
so like Mick said, you make it to the point where it's like, okay, this is normal. Like if a person beats you, it's because they love you.
Right. I
There is
agree with
nothing
that.
wrong with disappearing. No one has to know. But I think it's like when you have kids, I mean, there's
Yeah.
so many different things, the elements, there's, like I said, there's no black or white way kind of thing, like people say. Like, I think, like, you had a point, Darshan, about celebrities stay, and a lot of it has to do tied in with their money. Like, their money is tied into that situation. But when you have, like, the regular schmegler person, like, you with Pookie, and Pookie got 8 kids
Yeah.
but it baby mamas, and you know what I'm saying? And you pregnant by, it's like, what's the benefits? What is the benefits? I believe dealing with narcissists will drive you crazy. Yeah, because they play what do you call it? I always call it mental gymnastics with your brain. They
Mhm.
make it seem like you're the one that's crazy. We didn't even talk about narcissists. I mean, as far as like about relationships. I advise women to go learn self-defense. But you know what? It's just not self-defense. It's like mental self-defense as well.
Right.
Um,
Do you see the comment by James? Is it James Custer?
James says if a man puts his hands on a woman, he's not a man, and it don't make a damn where you grow up what you see when you grow up. Well, yeah, but if your mother is being abused, right? Then it's
Mhm.
like an ongoing cycle, because it's like if you resonate with your mother. So if your mother is getting beat, when you grow up and you get a man that beats you, you think it's normal. That's the point. I mean, it should not be, but I mean, it
Yeah.
can't. I mean, that's what it's about.
Let me say this, and I don't think my mother knows this,
What it is
but
here.
when I was a kid, I was about 9 years old, and there was a guy. I never got a chance to see him. I'm pretty sure he's dead by now, but there was a guy named Vance that she was dating. I don't know what happened between those two. Clearly, something happened because they were adulting. But I seen this dude pick my mother up over his head and body slam her. Now she thought we were asleep, right? I was the one that ended up calling the police and I guess the ambulance people because my mom was on the floor just like kind of wailing. The guy had left. We seen him before, as kids or whatever. He ran out the house and whatnot. My mother has been the only woman I have seen or even heard tell me that, hey, you know, don't stay in something domestic because you can get your life taken away from you. So she's the only woman that I've seen actually walk away and stop dealing with the dude, right? So that's what I'm trying to say to a lot of women. I get it that you feel like, oh, I can't leave and the sex is this and the kids are this, but I'm trying to tell you at some point in your life, you're going to have to reach that point where you end up walking out eventually. Why not do it now? That's the whole point. Like, why not do it now instead of wait until later? Because what we're seeing is a lot of domestic disputes that turn into murder, family murder, suicides. So why let it get to that point? And what I would say to a lot of men is, if you do put your hands on a woman that one time, you should also leave as well. you know Figure it out. That the lease or the deed is in whose name, right at that particular point. As soon as you put your hands on a woman and you've been committed to her within your marriage, and you know that you're not supposed to do it, just go ahead and say, listen, I'm not supposed to get that angry, I'm not supposed to get that upset. We got to call this quits. So we can put the onus on men and women, because once anybody put their hands on each other, there's never no going back. You can never go back. You're never going to see that person the same again. So what I would like to encourage a lot of women is to know that there is help out there for you. There's support out there for you. Stop thinking that if you pack up all your stuff, you're not going to have anywhere to go. That's not how life really works. When it works that way for you, it's already because you're thinking of a negative mindset. You're already thinking like, okay, it's not going to work for me. So two things are going to be true. One is it's not going to work, or two, that it is. You know, I see.
Yeah. Mick had a really good point. He said, "Do you remember the movie The Color Purple, where the lady advised the man to beat his wife? This is so normal that women even advise a man to hit a woman. That's a real thing. It is true to control because of how they were raised, and it's just
Yeah,
a very nasty cycle that I hope that there's enough platforms out here that can help women have their self worth and feel like they don't have to settle for that."
right, right.
Um, great, great, great. Um,
Have
let's
you ever
see.
had a situation where you stayed in it or you left? Like, what did you do?
Oh no. I had
Mm,
a situation, I think I was like 20, and a guy hit me, and no. I
yeah,
I mean, I knew back then because I didn't see that growing up. I didn't that wasn't my life to see the men in my family beat the women. If anything, if a man even raised their voice at anybody in our family, they would be chased out of Oakland. So
mm,
I came up with a different kind of different
upbringing.
upbringing. Um, Let me see. James said, "I seen my mother beat my dad with a shoe, and he never put his hand on her. Never, my sisters didn't go out and do s like that." I mean, I don't feel like no one should put their hands on anybody. If like Darshawn said, if you got to the point where you gonna physically have to beat somebody, you shouldn't even be in a relationship.
Right. And that's
Go ahead. Jim says, "I believe the mindset and lack of awareness that makes women lack knowledge of themselves." Right, because we're not told that at a young age. And you know what? I'm gonna put this up for one quick second because it's true. When I was growing up, people used to say that I was conceited. Right? They were like, "Oh, you're conceited," because I was just like, I've always been like this, always been just on 10, right? And so, if I do something, it's like, yeah, W for Kelly kind of thing. And people's like, "Oh, you should calm it down. You're conceited." But I realized that they was trying to dim my light. And I feel like
yeah,
women need to um not go there, right? You should shine bright. When you walk into a room, you should stand out above everyone. But it's not conceited, it's being confident. And it's like you have generation after generation who was told they need to, you know, be in the shadows, not, just do things, be humble, just, and it's that mentality that has been a generational curse kind of thing. And so, yeah, be the light, shine. I
yeah.
really believe that. Thank you for saying that because it is a true thing. Um, this is Black said men often learn how to treat women after how their mother has been treated. What do you think about that? That's a very interesting point.
Uh, that's it has a lot of truth to it. It says men often learn how to treat a woman how their mother has been treated. Yeah, it has a lot of truth to it. Like you said, certain things are embedded in our DNA, and as you start to grow up, you start to portray a certain thing of how you seen your mom get treated, whether it was good or indifferent. So there's a lot of truth to that.
Image says, dealing with a narc will bring the worst out of you. The rage bait you. It's learning not to react, but get the heck out, stay away. Get the heck away and stay away. The one I dealt with was in my yard doing root work. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. And it's like psychological warfare is way, I feel, can be more damaging than physical
Mhm.
because when you plant those seeds in your head, it's like they go with you. I mean, if you get punched, I'm not saying that, neither one is right, but if you get punched or, you can heal from that, but psychologically, sometimes you can't heal from that mental. So thank you for sharing that. Weak men put their hands on women.
Well, vice versa. So does weak women. Say, I don't want to do this whole men. It's a two-way party because a lot of men get beat on just as much as women do. You know, are you supposed to take like if you get hit upside the head with a pan by a woman? Are you supposed to be a man and take it because you're a man? Like, no. If you hit me with a pan, I'm out because you probably gonna stab me next. You know. So it,
Right.
it works both ways. Neither one of us should put our hands on each other. As I think the reason why people do put their hands on each other is because they think they own that other person.
Well, and it's like you treat people, you train people how to treat you.
Right.
Kind of thing situation. So if you lead with I'm a doormat, you're going to be a doormat, and then once you stop being a doormat, then it's like they're not going to want that anymore because it's like where's my doormat, and you're no longer one.
Right.
So I mean, the way you come in a relationship, that's how it needs to stay,
Mhm.
kind of things. And yes, Alex says some of these women are beating on men too.
Yeah.
Alex,
No,
are you beating on men, Alex?
you
You look
s-
so
you
kind. Are you a man beater?
you said something earlier. You say you work with women in DV situations.
Mhm.
When you hear them, and because I don't know how you're talking to them, I don't know if you're just having casual conversations or you're actually doing like the therapy work. When you hear these conversations, do you ever get a chance to ask them, like how did it get to that point? How did they get to the point where they're sitting in front of you, right?
Well, usually what happens is because I do resources, kind of like a social worker, but not a social. I always say that because everybody know what a social worker does. So I'm kind of like in
Right.
that position. So, yeah, and I do have to do deep dives and like empathy interviews and things like that. And so usually what happens is people change. And I feel like, you hear that conversation of, oh, this person has showed up. What is it? They bring their representation. Like, their representation has shown up. And then after a while, the real person actually is there, kind of thing. And so now usually it's bad. When you get to the point where when it comes to me, it's like, okay, we need to find you a place. And a lot of times it's not as easy, but like someone said before, you do have like shelters and things like that. I think it was
Yeah.
James that was saying that. Like there are places that will take women because they know how it is. I mean, a
Yeah.
man can be on the street, a woman cannot be on the street. You are not protected. Black women are least respected, least protected kind of thing. And
Mhm.
so, and when I say black, I'm just using an example because,
Right.
you know, I'm just saying my color.
And
Um,
another thing I think I left out is, being under the influence. A lot of this happens under the influence as well. A lot of that anger and resentment pops up in these conversations, and then the violence starts. So I forgot about that.
well, you didn't think about that when a situation, I mean, there are whole channels built on YouTube which just talks about how women were deleted because they tried to leave a bad relationship.
Mhm.
Jim is right. Keep your hands to yourself is true. Okay, let's see. Self-worth saves your life. Right. Right, MH. When you are in a when you know your worth, you'll just walk away because it's like it's not worth it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, Makes it is possible that if you ask 50 women why they stayed in an abusive relationship, you can get 50 different answers. And that is facts because it's not a black and white thing. Everybody is different. And it's just like when you talk about abuse, it's like people think, "Oh, somebody's hitting you." But no, it doesn't have to be physical abuse. It could be financial abuse. It could be
Right.
mental abuse, so that's right. It's facts. Um, Jasmine Crockett, private sector year. I don't know. James says what you're talking about did not work out for Jasmine Crockett. She will be entering a private sector at the end of this year. Who's Jasmine Crockett?
What happened with Jasmine Crockett? Isn't that the
Who?
politician?
I don't know. I don't know. Amy said people need to know their stuff. I mean, and the thing about it is I mean, this is not a conversation where it's like, okay, just leave. Because what if you leave and then somebody comes after you? It is what it is. My pain is generation concerns. Yeah, but right. Look, everybody is different. Make sure it's possible for 50 women to answer
Well,
any
what would be the advice that you would give women,
Mr.
right?
Davis.
What would be the advice? Because this is your species that's getting attacked, right? What would be the advice that you would give them? You know,
So when someone comes to me, well, usually it's after the fact when they're just fed up and they're just here and they just need to get out, right? Because there are places that will protect you. I mean, you don't give the addresses or, kind of thing, but they have to want to go. And someone said that to me a long time ago. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So you can give them all the resources, you can show them what to do, you can tell them what to do, but if a person is not ready to make those changes in their life, it's useless. It's pointless. It's usually when they get to the point where it's just like, I can't take no more kind of situation. And so I think that's what we're dealing with right now. You're dealing with a person who is just like, okay, this is doable,
Mhm.
like cheating is not a deal breaker for me. Even like some people might say physical abuse is not a deal breaker for me, financial abuse is not a deal breaker for me. So it just all depends on the individual. And I do
Yeah,
agree with what Mick
I got you.
said. I
I
do.
got you. Well, I do understand that there are various reasons why people stay. I just
Maybe
don't want people to get killed in the process because I know that just my theory, it's my easy theory that you can easily walk away, but I know that you guys are saying that's not true for everybody.
James says my father was cheating on my mother is the reason why she took her shoe off to him. Hey,
Yeah.
you cheat on me, you gonna get the shoe. I usually do that to kids. Discernment is critical in part of choosing a partner. Yes, but people do change. People change over people change over time, and so I'm pretty sure, Darshawn, when you first got with your wife, it was different, and then over time it changed, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
But
I mean,
it's not even with her, just it's with women in general. You get with them as one way in the beginning, and then they start to change. I've been in an abusive relationship before. You know,
I agree,
I was
James.
driving down the road, and a girl decided to just start hitting me because I was looking at somebody else in the restaurant because I was trying to see if I knew the person. But she took it a whole nother way.
Mr. Money said the reason men getting beat isn't as heard as much as because most men won't report it. Maybe out of embarrassment kind of thing. It's the same thing with grape. Like there are men that get grape, but they don't report it because they might feel embarrassed. So that's a great point too,
Mm.
Mr. Money, that people I guess don't think about. I work with women too, and a lot of men choose young women who are naive and cage them, forgetting they will grow and live. Oh, Jim, that is a really great point, right? And I remember having a conversation with somebody like that. It's like people get young. I mean, when people are young, they want to get married, right? And so you get married, whatever. But then through your life, you change. Like life experiences change. Things that you experience in your life, the more that you learn, it's like it shapes you as a person. And if you get with somebody too early, like, yeah, it might, what do you call it? Um, it might interrupt your growth. What was that TV show? Arrested Development. It may cause a arrested development. So Yeah, that is something that's really important that people don't realize. Like getting married too young, I mean, nothing. I mean, I know a lot of people that's been married for like 30 years, you know. My grandparents, God rest my grandfather, he passed away, but they have been married for 70 years. But let me tell you something, that was not an easy road. That was not an easy road.
Mhm.
So yeah, I feel like sometimes people feel like I feel like sometimes people should get married when they're older. Use your youth to really grow, learn about yourself, and become the person that you are.
Right.
Uh, Andre said women can learn to defend themselves. It's true. Okay, okay. So, uh, hey, Darshan says, like to stream, like to stream and subscribe to our channels.
Mhm, mhm.
It's like, oh, you know. Hey, David, welcome in. Oh, welcome in. Okay, yes. Yes, ref for Texas. Okay. Like and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I am looking. I'm looking. He says stay on topic. Okay. We are staying on topic. Okay, so Jim says to leave. Her advice is to leave. To leave. Oh, we got some beef in the we got some beef in the
Yeah, I
chat.
think they're going amongst themselves, yeah.
And women who loves don't change. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Hey, Prince is here. Hey, Prince, welcome in. So we're talking about well, Deshaun came up with this topic actually when he was just talking about how women stay in relationships and how it's just so easy for them just to go. So you want to do a recap before we go? How easy it is?
Yeah, I mean, it's as easy as waking up in the morning and just simply walking out the door. Because if you're tired of something, then you're not going to keep on putting up with it. So clearly, women like this is going to sound, kind of odd, but clearly you like the abuse if you keep on staying with it. That's just my personal opinion about it. I do think it is as easy as leaving, but a woman takes it as a challenge. She takes it as I'm not going to be the person that's going to leave this relationship. I'm going to make him leave. And I think it has a lot to do with scarcity, financial scarcity, being homeless. When you can just realize that both people are going to go through the same thing, but that one person is going to try to stay in that household because there's a roof over their head already. So I think it is as easy as waking up in the morning and say, you know what, I'm done. I'm finished. I don't want to put up with this no more. I'm gonna pack my bags, and I'm gonna walk out the door. Even if you don't have a place to go, you'll figure it out. You always have, and people always will.
Dee said most divorce are initiated by women.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that she's leaving the house. That means that she initiated the divorce. Like, I mean, I get where she's coming from, but initiating a divorce and the woman actually initiating a divorce, grabbing her things and leaving out of that house, that's two different things. Because we all know that most women will try to stay in the home and have the man leave. No, you leave. No, you leave. So come on, stop it. Get some help.
Right. Jim just says, I don't care how much you love a person, make sure you are in that relationship with your brain because people change. Right. And it's like you do have to have those. I feel like people don't have those conversations. Like, what is your deal breaker? Miss Lady, don't
Yeah.
listen to this narcissist.
No, let me say something about that, right? So
Okay.
don't mentally diagnose me. I find to be called a narcissist, I find that very offensive, right? Because here I am, a father. The same advice I'm giving to women is the same advice I would give my daughter. I would tell my daughter, don't let nobody put their hands on you. Come on back home. Right. So miss me with the narcissist stuff. I'm a person who has a heart. I'm seeing people die before me. And if you guys keep on dying off, I have nobody to enjoy. So I like to enjoy people. I like to have conversations. So come on, stop it. Get some help.
This absolutely means that she's living in the house and I am a man. Yeah, well, if you divorce, you're not gonna divorce and stay in the house. I see what he's saying. Um, let's see. So Dave said he seems nice, but don't be fooled. He likes to assume things. But you know what? Darshawn can have his opinion, and that's the thing I feel like we can't make everybody think like I mean, I would love for him to think like me,
And what
but
would
he's
that be? Think like
it
you
would be
how?
amazing, it would be great, like, you would
I'll
just
be
be
t-
like but
no.
it's like, I can't have him think like me just for the simple fact that his experiences are not the same as my experiences.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, and so that's what I really kinda, like, promote on my channel is, like, be a free thinker, and it's like, I can sit up here and bash Darshan and do all this kinda stuff and go in on him, but if that's how he thinks, that's how he thinks, and the reason why I feel like this conversation was good between us is because me and him think differently, right? And it's because of our experiences, it's because of things that, have made us the way that, we are, so, I make fun and I poke, but he knows in my heart that I don't judge. Like you are what you are. Who you are is who you are. If you don't hurt me, then it's just like you can be who you are. I have friends who are Trump supporters. I have friends who are Bernie supporters. I mean, it is what it is, but at the end of the day, it's like do you do you accept that person for who they are or do you accept the person for what their beliefs? Those can be 2 different things. Um, okay, men actually change the moment they sense they got you. You know what? Someone told me that before, Jim. They was saying how like men love to chase, and once they get you, it's just like the thrill is gone. The thrill is gone,
Mm.
baby. Uh, Angela says you sound like an abuser. Who, Angela? I sound like abuser, or he sound like an abuser, or he sound like abuser, or he sound like
I don't know
an
how. How
abuser.
does that's kind of interesting. How does someone sound like an abuser?
But you know what? Maybe Angela was somebody in the past that, maybe you reminded them of, maybe you remind her of someone. Marriage
Well,
is a business agreement, so when people separate happens, people start to battle over assets, just how to cooperate business partners. That's why women don't just leave. You know what? That's facts because I have a lot of stuff. And for me to just walk out of here with, I gotta pack up my my photography stuff. I mean, it's just not as easy. You do need a plan. And so I get it. Um
see that before you no, go ahead and read that, and then I'm gonna respond to what you just said.
uh see, he's a narcissist. He gets defensive as hell. Is this somebody part of your channel? I've never seen this
No,
person before, but you can
I'm
subscribe to
not.
the channel, like
I'm not for
the
sure who that is, but I think that
okay.
person thinks they got me pinned down. Listen, if I'm a narcissist or an abuser,
Yeah,
I
go ahead.
wouldn't be up here telling people to leave a situation. That's not narcissistic. That's me telling you, hey, I'm trying to see you live your best life. I want to be able to enjoy people. I don't want to read the news finding out that somebody went on vacation and they got into a domestic dispute. One person's dead and the other person's coming back. So I mean, whatever. But when you talked about packing up your things, you're gonna get those things back again. I know it seems like a hassle, but it's all gonna come back again if that's what is truly meant for you.
This person is on your neck.
Who are they? I don't know. I don't know who they are. What does
I
it
don't know,
say?
but subscribe to the channel and like the video.
It's
He said, "Exactly." Okay, oh, okay, so I said it, okay, so this is I've been through it before, he sounds exactly like an abuser, and so is it because his nonchalant attitude as far as, like, it's that easy to do things, and, it is because we kinda I don't know, you kinda late in the conversation, but we kinda, like, broke down the different things about how women stay in their relationships because of different reasons, and we kind of broke it down. And we even talked about like women femicide and how women do have to be very careful. And like I said, people go by their experiences. So if you have had certain experiences, it's going to trigger certain things in you.
let me read this comment. It's by Angela Taylor. She says he blames the woman, and then somebody I think she said I got kicked out or something, getting kicked out. No, no, I blame the woman. I don't blame any woman. I think even
Say that.
Green Vegan at one point, you thought I was upset with women. No, I was upset with the way I was treated by one woman towards me. So I don't have a problem with women. It is what it is. I know
Doing
what you guys are
by
capable
woman
of.
so mad.
I know what women do. I just have a clear
Maybe it's
understanding
your
of it.
ex-wife. Is it your ex-wife?
No, no. She we have a contract. We can't do any defamation or anything like that. So
Battling over assets during a divorce makes no sense. That's why I say women must have their own independent hashtag independence, right?
mm.
Um, oh, welcome in Mind Game said don't men don't go in relationships with military women. My is this somebody from your channel? I feel like somebody from your channel.
No, I don't think so.
She sounds like an
No.
abuser. Oh, I sound like an abuser? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think people just messing with us now.
um, Didi said getting kicked out would make anyone mad.
Of course,
Oh,
getting kicked out, but walking away is different.
mind game, stop it. Oh, it said mind game, stop it. Okay, so I mean, it's not. Welcome in, Dale. Well, Dale says hello to everybody. This is a very interesting conversation. We're gonna be wrapping it up, but let's see. His generalizing contract. Yes. I mean, if you think about it, marriage is a contract,
Yeah,
right?
the
And
divorce is too.
divorces too. So I mean, if they have something going on, I mean, you could just like marriage is a contract, then divorce can be in contract. So,
Mm,
I don't know. Is it because you are a businessman, and so is it
right.
because you want to make sure that you guys don't like, you like, what do you call that?
Prenuptial
Defamement.
agreement,
Like you don't want to
defamation.
defame each
Right,
other, or
right. Because we're both successful people, we can't. We I can't get on the internet and speak ill will. And besides, it wouldn't work for me well anyway. I'm a father. My daughter don't need to see me talking bad about her mom. It's unnecessary.
right.
Whatever happened between us is what happened between us. That's it. I actually don't know why people are so interested in people's divorce. Like whatever happened between those two people, that was their personal decision.
We all must acknowledge that the issue we're talking about has been happening throughout history. It's
Yeah.
true. But I think what's happening now, Mick, is that we're more wise to. I mean, women are not putting up with it. Like we're not putting up with women are not putting up with men having 3 or 4 relationships and all this kind of stuff. Things is kind of shifting. It's like women kind of hold the power. Like if you got a man and he's cheating on you, it's like you decide to stay because that's what you decide to stay because of whatever reasons, but it's not necessarily because of him. It's
Right.
her choice. And I feel like things are very, very different nowadays. And women are not settling because women are making their own money. That's was something that a lot of women had to be dependent upon men in the past, but now it's different. Please be in the chat, please be respectful of the guests. Everybody has an opinion, and I think I said that earlier to be respectful.
I'm kind of
Please be
confused.
respectful.
I'm kind of confused as to why people think
Thank
I'm on the opposite side, or I'm like the guy that's bashing women. I've written too many books to help people get out of their situation.
you, bro.
Especially when it comes to marriage and divorce and prenuptial agreements. My business that I started, it's all about reading contracts and why
Anytime.
contracts are important. And who
Right.
tells us to get into these relationships? Like, we choose to do these relationships. So I don't know where the narcissistic stuff coming from, and they got me. I don't get it. I'm at a different place in my life. Like I told you the day before yesterday, I've hit a new level of success, so I don't see things the way everybody else does. Now we all kind of come up the same way, but I don't see it that way no more.
Angela says, "We sure ain't putting up with that. Women today are educated and we have a plan and we have learned from our mistakes." Is he a short man? I don't That's a question for you. Are you a short man?
No, I'm 6'4".
Everybody. Hey, Okay, so I hope that answers your question. I think we all should learn to settle to a degree. You know what? And it's crazy because we were having that conversation because, like, you have certain people out here, right? Say you have, I'm gonna go both ways. I'm gonna use both because I'm very biased. So you have a woman that says, I need 666, right? And 6 feet tall, more than 6 inches, and making six figures, right? And then for women, I mean, for men is like, okay, I want somebody who is a certain preference, maybe, I don't know, like Latina, or like I'm for into Asian chicks or whatever, kind of situation. So it's like everybody has a certain kind of thing. Or I want somebody that's what was that thing that that guy said that died? They have to be fit, feminine, in something. So, it's like everybody has their, like, ways, but it's like, yeah, why not be with the guy who works for Amazon? If he's gonna be a great guy, if he's gonna treat you good, if he's going to love you unconditionally, like, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Kinda thing, but some people are like, "No, I'm not selling for that. I'm making over 6 figures, so he has to make it like 6 figures or more." So, it's just that the environment that we live in right now.
Yeah. We'll take a couple more questions and I'll get up out of here. But go ahead, throw them up there.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna be wrapping up. Is there any more questions? Dang, what do you call it? Like Don said, chill on
What
believe me, when I come to his channel, he gets it. He gets a lot from me. So don't abuse him. I feel bad. I feel bad. Um like, okay, here was something. So Bayside said, I think the gentleman is very well respectful. Like he said, it doesn't need to be everybody's business about divorce. It's quite unfortunate to go through this process because it only affects the kids.
right.
Thank you, Bayside. Welcome in and subscribe to the channel. Like
And
this
that's my main
video.
basis. That was my main basis. When I went through my divorce, I ended up writing this book here, The Story of Joint Custody. And once I got done with this book, I
Oh,
realized that the person that I was hurting the most was my child. And this wasn't even verbal, physical, it was just the process. So when I left, it became a problem for her.
that's sad. But I mean, you wouldn't stay for your child.
I couldn't stay. If I would have stayed, I would have been on. If I stayed in that relationship, I would have done like everybody else is doing and putting up with abuse. And that's not what I didn't. I wasn't born to be abused.
Dale said women are more likely to cheat. Yes, they also won't tell their husbands more often than the other way around. Are you a woman? Are you a woman, Dale? Probably from your channel. Probably from your channel. Um. Oh, Levi said, Angela, do you hate men? Oh, that's a question for you, Angela. Okay. Okay. You know what? I really feel like Angela, because I really feel like you know her.
No, I
Yeah,
don't know
women
Angela.
learn to the hard way, and they're not settling. Right. Well, I feel like nowadays you don't have to. You don't have to. You can. I mean, when people talk about protecting your peace, and actually, I'm going to do a series about that, of protecting your peace.
Yeah.
Levi said BTV. What's going on? All right, so we're gonna be wrapping up. Um, but I really appreciate everybody who is here. What do you said? Uh, hey, welcome in. Cree said, "Hello, people at Amazon are married." Facts. Let me tell you something, and I appreciate your comment. I said, I'm a contract worker, and I play about this, but seriously, like, sometimes you just want to get out of the business world. Sometimes you just want to just have a simple life. Just go to work, come home, have a beer. I don't drink beer, but have a beer, go on your little date nights, go on your yearly vacations. Like, that's cool for some people, and it's like, what's wrong with that? It's like we just feel like, I think social media has rot our brains. And I even done several videos, shameless plug, if you guys want to go look at them, that talks about how social media has like rot our brain. Levi said because the Amazon guy doesn't bring stability. You know what? Actually, that's not necessarily true because I know a guy that works for FedEx and he's been there for 20 years. He's about to retire and he has like a pension, benefit, all this kind of stuff. So, yeah, I guess it depends. Angela, be nice. BDB Big Daddy. Right. Girl, when he's a okay. It was funny. Y'all are out of control. You guys really are. Okay, Mick said everything that glitter isn't gold. People will pass on a great person for an ideal look, and that person ends up being a psycho.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Right. You
That's a
have
good
to
one.
really go deeper into that person, just because a person is looks good on the outside doesn't mean they're good on the inside. I agree 1,000%.
Yeah.
But like fortunately, I'm good on the outside and the inside.
Sure. Sure.
That's but that's a confidence in me. All right, so before, I go okay, wait, uh, this is exactly what I said about men who leave aren't responsible. Oh,
Well, see, let
okay,
me let me break that down.
okay, let
Let's
me
let's
break
go
it
back.
down.
Let's go back to that one because
Okay.
okay, you, we have this ideal about relationships. The way somebody else would do a relationship is not how everybody else would do it. I take that responsible word towards me. I take it offensively because I'm still responsible for not only myself, but my family that I have and then the family that I left, unfortunately. So I still have to be responsible for my daughter. But I'm trying to tell people the reason I wanted to have this conversation is we're forcing ourselves to stay in miserable situations and they can become dire. So, in order for that not to happen, I decided to walk away. That was the most responsible thing I could do because I could be like everybody else, like that guy who was a doctor that went on Facebook Live and say, "Today is the last day for my ex-wife to be alive because she bumped up the modification on child support." I could have been that guy. We're not that different from all these different people. So, in order for me not to be that person, I go, let me do the right thing for myself. The most responsible thing I could do was walk away, but I'm still there. But you're just not with that person anymore. That's all that is.
Right. Um, Levi said, if you're gonna talk about someone online, show a face and stop hiding behind a picture. I'm not defending the man. It's just a fact.
Who?
Yeah.
Who are you
I
talking about?
guess Levi was responding to
Oh, oh, there.
Levi got your back. He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then I already put up there like, it just said I love men. She said she just don't like him.
That's crazy.
This is laughing. Okay.
That's
So
unfortunate.
let me see it because we're gonna wrap up these last couple of questions. Let's see what Bayside says. I'm very proud to hear and see Black successful entrepreneur business people. Let's be honest, the success brings emptiness and sacrifice that brings a reality of being single longer. What so you mean like success brings that? That was kind of deep Bayside, so I'm not quite sure. Truth will calm you down. Oh, hey, welcome in the kid. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for the I posted your thing on my post. Thank you so much. That was very nice of you. Um Jim said, "Oh, Mister, what do you do? Folks don't like you." I know. What?
I
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Tell about your business before we go.
All
Or
right.
do you want to
So
share that?
yeah, that's fine. I can share. So I do own a men's and women underwear line. Used to be a underwear model a few years back, and I started my own men's and women underwear line called xxsmiles.com. I have two publishing companies. I have an adult literature publishing company, and I have a children's publishing company. If you guys have any nieces and nephews and little babies, you can go to babyauthors.com. And I also have a hair care product called haircatcher.net. You take the hair catcher, you place it over your sink, makeup, hair combing, cutting your hair. It catches all the hair in there, and you just ball it up, throw it in the trash, reduce your hair mess. So I got a few things going on.
Okay, so thank you. I just want to thank everybody for coming out. This has been a very spicy it's been very spicy. So maybe we have to do a part 2 sometime,
That's
whatever
fine. That'll be fine.
kind of thing. Okay, so let me just go. Let me do this before I go. Um all right, so I just want to say thank you to Casey, the kid, E Money, Darshan, David, Jim, Levi, Mick, Trishay, Sebastian, 36, Hotspot, BDB, Elevated, Stardust, Bayside, Aco, Days of Future, Miss G, Favorite Auntie, MH, Mind Games, Because of Love, Angela, Mr. Money, E Money, Ghost, Dee Black, Don Easy, A, Robin, I Am, Sony Phillips, Where, in the world, Des American, Hot, Miguel, Joseph, Phil, Andrea, Rudy, EC, Red Horse, May, James, Lily, Sam, Tony, Create, Bola, A Making King. Thank you everybody for coming in. I appreciate this. Oh, Link just popped in. Oh, here, look. Link. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Link. You are late. Catch the
What
replay.
up?
Catch the replay. Thank you to your wonderful. Oh, thank you, Jim. Makes it David. Of course, it was very, very interesting. Can I invent in your invention? Oh, somebody wants to invest in your invention. Okay, so he
Sure.
has a website.
Yeah. Yeah. I can give you my email. There's my email. Just get in contact with me.
Just
And
gonna put his email in the link.
I can give you I usually give out my business line, my phone number, but I'll just go with the email for now.
Okay, sounds good. So before we go, don't go anywhere,
Okay.
Darshan. So before we go, I just want to say thank you for everybody participated. Thank you for y'all was turning up in here. Y'all turning up in here. You know, I appreciate the honest conversation, and hopefully we can come back with another honest conversation like this.
Right.
And before we go, if no one's told you today that they love you, I love you. Mwah. Bye, everybody. See you later.
See you guys.
Ah.
Appreciate it.